Okay, Electric Z here, and we are back. This is video number 3. And if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, and you probably should, as I mentioned, I had the myomectomy surgery, laparoscopic myomectomy, and I would like for this page to be very transparent. And because of that, I use a lot of words like, female body parts like vagina or blood or poop or, bowels and stuff like that. So if you're uncomfortable with that, then maybe this is not the video for you. I'm giving that disclaimer for everything, right? Of course, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I just had the surgery and I just wanted to give my experience, right? So this video is actually about, this bar is so thick. I can't take it. This video is actually about the surgery and what happened, what I found out during the surgery. This video might actually be a little shorter than the other ones because I don't have that much to say about it. But it was very eye-opening. I'll say that. Very eye-opening. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to be very candid about my experience, right? And because of that, I do have pictures. So if you're squeamish, you don't like that sort of thing, it's okay to turn it off or fast forward it if you don't want to see it. But I do have pictures. So I wanted to show my experience because I felt that, share my experience, because I felt that a lot of women go through this and we don't share. I had no idea that that any of this stuff even existed, right? And it was important to me to be able to expose other people, other women, if you're experiencing heavy periods, if you're experiencing pelvic pain, if you're experiencing lightheadedness or dizziness because you're constantly anemic, or you have low iron, right? You need to do something about it because these doctors will just say go on birth control. And I don't know why they feel that birth control is the answer to everything, but a lot of times it's not. And sometimes it makes it worse. And, or at least in my situation, right? But I wanted to share my story for those reasons. So here we go. So these are pictures, right? I hope you guys can see them. Let's see here. Okay, so these are pictures. This is my uterus, right? And in my ultrasound, just so you guys know, they were like, you have 2 fibroids. You have one inside the uterus, and you have one that's kind of on the outside of the uterus. I forget what those are called. And I was like, okay, 2 fibroids. Okay. And they were like, oh, they're not that big. They're just the size of maybe you have a little cutie, like that. And I was like, okay. And you know, I just I was just like, that thing is causing so much pain, that little cutie. That thing is causing so much blood, constantly having me being anemic and iron deficient and dizzy. Can't work out, can't do nothing, causing me to gain weight, causing me to feel like trash every day. This little cutie, right? He was like, oh, it's just a cutie. And so it's nothing. It's okay. No, ma'am. Okay. I went there, honey, and I'm so blessed to have found a great doctor would listen and not want to give me a hysterectomy, even though, well, I'll tell you the story in a second. So here's my uterus, right? Uterus. So one of the fibroids were inside, and I'm going to show you the video of that. Don't get scared, guys. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. Here's the video of them taking out the fibroid. This was the fibroid that was inside of the uterus, right? Crazy. Isn't that crazy? Now, guess what? That fibroid was not a little cutie. That fibroid was actually the size of a grapefruit. It was actually like this. Okay, so the scans may say one thing and may be a whole nother thing when they get in there. Okay, the next thing I want to tell you is that the other fibroid was actually not a fibroid at all. The other fibroid was actually endometriosis. Can you see that? Endometriosis. So what they thought on the scans was a fibroid was actually endometriosis. And then they told me that in addition to the endometriosis, I also have endomyosis, which is endometriosis inside of the muscle of the uterus. And unfortunately, there's no way to get rid of the endomyosis unless you cut out the uterus. So I would have to have a hysterectomy, right? But so far, I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't bother me that much. She did remove the endometriosis that was there, but the endomyosis, they would have to give me a hysterectomy. And even though I don't want any more kids, I just wasn't prepared for that. I know so many people who have had hysterectomies, kept their ovaries, and still are very off because, the ovaries didn't snap back, they didn't wake up. And because of that, their hormones are off. So they went into menopause like immediately. So it's kind of like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And I know some women who've had the hysterectomy, and it's the best thing that they've done in their life. They're so happy, they're so prideful that they've received a hysterectomy. But for me, I just didn't want to. I wanted to give my body an opportunity to heal once that thing was out. Especially because it was just one, right? Now we'll see. They let me know right after the surgery that they may have to go back in to do the hysterectomy. If it comes to that, then I will definitely do it. At this time, I'm hoping and praying that I don't have to. Okay. But I just wanted to share this story with you guys because I know that a lot of women are scared. They don't know what to expect. And doctors will tell you one thing, scans will say another thing. And they get in there and it's a whole eye-opening experience to tell you when you wake up. And that's actually what happened to me. Now, I am feeling pretty good these days. After the surgery, I'm very, very, very sore still. This is the 6th week. I just had my 6-week appointment yesterday. She said everything looks good. I can go back to normal activities, including sexual activity, even though I don't think that it's going to happen anytime soon, but we'll see. I don't know. And just going back to working out, if I decide to do that, I'm going to give my body some grace, though. I'm going to give my body some time because I don't want to mess anything up, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to share with you guys my experience. But don't forget to subscribe and like what you see. And hope to hear from you soon. Oh, and don't forget to comment your experience. I love to hear about new experiences and different people, what they go through and how it relates to mine. I can't wait to see you guys' comments and hear about all of your experiences. Later.